Hello my gorgeous makeup loving friends. So today it is a sort of a get ready with me where I am trying some products that are fairly new to me, and I'm going to do essentially a review roundup. Now this isn't a first impressions, I have tried these things over the last week or so because a few of them are kind of expensive, some are kind of medium range, and some are like indie brands. So I wanted to give a really good chance to each of these so I could give really honest and thought out reviews on these before I recommend or don't recommend them. So part of what we are looking at today, because there is a lot of stuff, it's almost a full face of makeup. I have the Clionadh Cosmetics bundles, which I got in my Clionadh Cosmetics haul, again linked down in the description. I'm saying again because I've already filmed all of this, so there you go. This is what it looks like. It includes the hybrid Multichrome Bundle, it includes the Angelica's Top 10 Bundle, the Koala Charity Trio, and the Woodlands Bundle. So I have tried each of these particular bundles, and I'm using all of them in the video again today. So if you want to see how I created this look, that is part of obviously what the video is about. I also have the Dior Skin Forever Undercover Foundation in shade 010. So again, I will be testing that, telling you what it is that I think of that. The Dior Forever Skin Correct in the shade 00. It is a concealer. So again, telling you my opinions on that. I have the Essence Contouring Duo Palette. So, I'll open it. Come on. Ooh, there we go. That's what it looks like. It's one of my drugstore things, so I am trying. And again, trying that today. I have tried it for the past few days. I have the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit palette, the Ghost Edition, because I have problems. We all know I do. This is what it looks like. It's crazy expensive. It was limited edition for a while, they brought it back, it went again, it was a whole thing. I don't really know where they're standing on it at the moment, but this is what this video is looking at. I also have the Doll Light Duo, so it's the Champagne Supernova. I do think it's funny that it's the light one because I think it's a little dark on me. Kind of giving something away, but there you go. I am obviously using that, and the final thing I am using is a new liquid lip. It is the Demi Matte by Huda in the shade Provocateur. So if you want to see me using all of these products and generally giving a review on this, this is the video for you. I'm not really chatting anything psychology, etc. I'm going to do another video on that soon. I'm just generating some questions at the moment, but yeah, keep on watching if this is something that you are interested in. So I've primed my eyelids. I figure we're sufficiently zoomed in, and I have the Morphe M573. It is clean, it's just very, very stained, so you know, stop judging me. It's actually very hurtful when you do that. It hurts my poor little feelings. I'm going into which shade, let me see, into the shade Poison Ivy, which is part of the Woodlands collection, or Woodlands Bundle from Clionadh Cosmetics, because I can do what I like. And I'm just going to pop it here. It's a very, very simple look, but I just want to kind of use these again because I have been using these very consistently to try and give you a really accurate review rather than just first impressions. So I have been using these over a few days just to figure out what it is that I feel, because it's hard to know how I feel about things. Because you know how sometimes you might try something and it's on a day that you're really not happy, and then you just apply that to the brand and to the product and you're like, well, it's rubbish because I was whatever, and it's not actually how you feel about it. Or have I thought about that too much? Who knows? Maybe. There's quite a yellowy undertone to this. It's quite nice. I think anyway. You can see it's like quite a warm toned green. Very like earthy, which makes a lot of sense considering it's from the Woodlands Bundle. But I do think it's a very kind of unique sort of a green. So taking the same brush again because I'm lazy, and I'm going into the shade Bramble, which did arrive a little bit damaged, but no big deal. Back in you go, and I'm just going to pop that on top of Poison Ivy. Well, I can still remember the names. Haha, well done me. It's as good as it gets. So I'm not going to remember it past then. We all know that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm taking the Sigma Domed Utility, it's an E34, and I'm going into one of the Koala Charity Trios. It's the shade Koala, so it's quite a grey. I always have a habit of like just turning to the side like that when I'm doing my makeup. No idea why. It's really interesting because that like Koala shade, it almost leans a little bit blue. It's like very slaty grey. It's really interesting. So I'm just going to take this Morphe Jeffree Star brush. It's the JS12, and I'm not taking any product on it. I just want to kind of blend this out a little bit more. It's blending quite nicely, I think. And again, it's kind of capturing the bluey, greeny, slaty colour of the shade Koala. Which, when Clionadh Cosmetics were putting those up for sale, the proceeds were going towards the WWF? Or it was basically towards the wildfires in Australia, so to help with managing the efforts around that. So that was just such a lovely little gesture from them. So I got it. It was only $21, like 21 Canadian dollars, which I thought was pretty darn good for 3 of Clionadh shadows. What I'm going to do now is, just off camera, I am going to do a little bit of a halo eye, and you don't want to watch that, so I'll be back in a little bit. So I've put the concealer on, obviously, and I have this Jessup 237 Detail Shader Brush, and I'm contemplating what colour I go in with, because I really want to use the shade Patina, but that's because that is probably my favourite shade out of the Stained Glass collection. But I think I might go with something a bit different. I think I'm going to go with the shade Medieval, which is a purple, because we all know how I feel about putting purples and greens together. No, go back in. Please don't have me wreck all of these shades. Yeah, managed to get some onto my nail. That's, you know, standard. Just for reference, I haven't used any sort of glitter glues or anything like that to hold them down. I'm just patting them on. You can see they're very easy to get onto the lid. So it's nice to know that you don't need any like additional items to have this work. And I'm putting them on completely dry. I haven't dampened the brush at all, which is nice because you'll hear me rant every so often about how annoying it is to have metallics, etc., that don't show up or that I have to do a lot of work with. You can see with this is not the case. This shows up, which pleases me. Is it a weird colour combo? Yeah. But frankly, what else were you expecting of me? It's never going to be normal. I mean, I didn't even make an effort to sit down and film. Didn't put on a bra. I mean, yes, we're stuck in lockdown, but my boobs have never been so free, you know? as you can see, that was really, really simple to get on. There was no kind of having to coax it or ask it to do things, which I like because I get tired. I have this Juvia's brush, which is sort of like a liner brush. So what I'm going to do is, Angelica came out with her top 10 bundle, and there's a shadow in here that I think would work pretty well, if it'll let me take it out. And we all know that I would probably like murder these shades. There we go. God, that was terrifying, taking it out. There we go. So this, well done, Teresa. Why am I so messy and gross? This is the shade Glimmer, which is like white, but it has like a purpley pinky reflect. I was about to jab the back of the brush in there. That wouldn't have been smart. My God, Teresa. So I'm just taking a little bit of that and put it back into where I had it in the palette before I ruin everything. And I'm just going to pop it along the edge here. So you see, this way I've tried the Hybrid Multichrome, which is what is on the center of the eye, and this shade here, Glimmer, is one of the ones from Angelica's top 10 bundle. That way I can kind of try everything from, or in the video I can show something from each part of the palette of my little Clionadh Cosmetics haul. And I know you're screaming at your devices saying, "My God, Teresa, you need to blend." I know I do. I'm getting there, like, you know, stop rushing me. I have the Sigma E36, which is a really nice small little blending brush, and because sometimes it's useful to have something small, but don't tell the men that. You know, they'll get the wrong idea. And I'm just gonna swish between these. So when I got the stained glass, it did come with like instructions, and they were saying, you know, be careful in terms of blending, like, you know, you can over blend it so that then it becomes like black and muddied, and that obviously is not what I want. So in this particular instance, less is better. So that's it, that's all I'm doing with that. If you don't like it, that's fine, you know? You don't have to wear it on your eyelids. And this has pleased me, so. There you go. I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to take this same brush again, cleaning it again, and I'm going into the Koala Charity Trio. And whoop, there is the shade Eucalyptus. And what I'm going to do is just pick up ever so a slight amount of that. Here we go, and pop it up here. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom you in now so you can actually see what I've done so far on the eyes. So those are the eyes so far. I think they look quite nice, obviously. I think I'll do something with the under eye, although I'm not 100% certain. I say that sometimes and then I'm like, meh. But obviously I'm doing the rest of my face. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean off some of the fallout, because some of the multi-chromes, there is a smidgen of fallout, but it's nothing to write home about. And I'm going to use a little bit of primer, which isn't a first impressions or a review, and then we'll get to the rest of the products. So the face is primed, and the foundation that I'm using is the Dior Skin Forever Undercover in the shade 010, because I am Casper the Friendly Ghost. And the way that I have been applying that is with a brush. I haven't tried it with a sponge, no particular reason. I just have been gravitating towards this brush at the moment. It is the Urban Decay Optical Blurring F105. I like it as a face brush. Never hear anyone talking about it, but there you go. And I just put a very small amount because, you know, we're in lockdown. I don't need to have totally crazy basic makeup. Because I was talking to Rosie last night, and she was like, look at you, sitting there, putting on expensive makeup. You're going nowhere. And I was like, yeah, but like, I bought it. I should use it. That's my rationale anyway. There is a scent off this. I can't quite pin down what it is. It's not unpleasant. It's a very fresh smell. The feel on the skin is really unusual. It feels very light. Like I can't. It's really nice, and it's kind of a light to medium coverage. Like it doesn't give you a huge amount of coverage, but that's okay because I personally quite like that because my skin is actually pretty decent now. I do have like some kind of little bits of spots in places at the moment, but like whatever. Like, I mean, that's my skin. That's how it is. I'm not going to edit it to pretend that I look any other way than what I actually do. So but yeah, that is the foundation. I might just kind of zoom you in so you can kind of get an idea. So you can kind of see there, like, it does give a lovely sort of a finish. It doesn't look cakey. Excuse my nose, I have a few little scratches there. I fought with brambles and I lost. And you can see there, it does just give a really nice finish. It looks like it's my skin. And that's personally what I like in a foundation. For reference, my skin is normal, not dry to normal, not combo, just normal. 29-year-old skin. In a few days I'm turning 30, and as I upload this I will have already turned 30. So we're talking about semi-aging skin, and this is what it looks like on my skin. In terms of other foundations that I have worn, in terms of a shade match, I have used the Revolution Matte Base in F0.5, the It CC Cream in Fair, the Hourglass Vanish in the shade Alabaster, and the Nabla Close-Up Futuristic Foundation in the shade 010. So if you have any of those shades and you've been looking at that, or this particular Dior one, then this will probably suit you in terms of shades, because again, I have I'm very pale with pink undertones, so that's my life. That's how I am. Next thing I'm going to use is, because I'm apparently ridiculously bougie these days, the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer, and it is in what shade? 00. Because let's be honest, you know, I am Casper. It is how many mils? Let me see. Bear in mind I have to squint like this because I am blind. It is 11 mils or 0.37 fluid ounces, so you don't get a lot of product. It does look like it is a good concealer shade for me. It comes with a doe foot applicator, you know, pretty standard. So just gonna pop a little there. Hide my sins, conceal all the things that I need concealing. Hide all the bodies. I don't know, I'm in a weird mood. All of this lack of social interaction, that's what it's doing to me. I'm taking a Sigma brush. It is the F70, it's the concealer, and I'm just going to dabby. And yes, I know the concealer looks quite pale, but it works for me, particularly once I have kind of added on all of the rest of the colour to my face with other things. So, judge not lest ye be judged, etc, etc. Stop throwing shade. I don't have the motor coordination to have shade being thrown on my channel. It'll drop. And then, you know, bad things will happen. Sorry, if you totally hate that I'm going out with my finger, I just tend to do that. I tend to press the concealer in, and it kind of warms it up a little bit. and it's less likely to crease on me. Not that I have very creasy under eyes, but you know, I have to do what I can with what I have. And then tap up, which just makes me think of that episode in The Simpsons where not Maggie, Lisa decides that she wants to do top gloss. Tap up. Put way too much concealer on my nose. Oh well, that's the life we live now. I've gotta go with it. Be grand. Sure, who'll see me? Just you. You're not judgmental. Be grand. Tap. Hashtag close enough. I am just going to take my Laura Mercier powder and put a little bit of that on. And actually, I'm going to, in the interim, I'm going to put on my brows because I don't have any new brow stuff that I'm using. I'll put on some lashes. I'll put a little bit of powder on my under eyes, and then we'll come back to do a little bit more of the face and a little bit more of the reviews. So I have finished the brows, I've put on some lashes, and I did a green in the waterline. I'm going to zoom you in now so you can see the eyes, because as far as I'm concerned, I think they're finished. I think they look nice. So these are the eyes. Obviously I have used all 4 of the bundles that I got within Clionadh Cosmetics. I will link the haul video itself. I used the 8-piece hybrid multichrome as the inner halo. I used one of Angelica's top 10 kind of on the transition bit between the halo. I used the colours from the Koala Trio as like the kind of darker section here, and also as a bit of a highlight, and I used parts of the Woodlands Bundle for some of the mattes. So this is the overall eye look, and I do think it looks quite nice in my opinion. But we have a good chunk of the face done, so hurrah. I have, straight from going from Dior, I'm going to Essence, the Contouring Duo Palette. It is 7 grams, so a fair amount of product. Now, I'm going to do something I don't generally do, so you know that it's not going to turn out well. Why am I doing it? Lord only knows. I'm going to try and contour my nose. Yeah, I don't know either. Look, whatever, it's at that point of the day. I'm taking this JS6, which is the Morphe Jeffree Star, and whoop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this lighter shade here, and I'm going to try and contour around here, so, you know, wait for me. Make my nose look snatched. Why is my schnoz so big? All the better to smell you with, apparently. It's quite a nice gentle colour for me, somebody who's quite pale. Don't know if you've noticed that, but I am quite pale. JK. Of course you'd have noticed, unless you're blind. In which case, why are you watching my videos? Thank you, but surely you'd get something better out of something else. Don't even know if I'm doing this right. Probably not. Oh well. Make my nose look skinnier. Look at that little bulbous nose. Look at it. Boop. So look, that'll do. I think it helps it look a little bit better. Excuse me. I'm just like smashing into things. I have this MAC sort of contouring brush. It's the 168 SE, and I'm gonna dip into the 2 shades here. And by dip, I mean just swish between the 2. And we're gonna try and make you look like a person. So I'm just gonna stamp it here. Don't even know if I'm doing this right. Usually when I'm attempting to contour, I use like a foundation stick. Or like cream contour, essentially. But whatever, this is a cheaper alternative, so why not? And I love that I'm pairing it with Dior. But I have paired all of these together to see how they work, and they do work really well in combination. There you go. And yes, I know I could technically take concealer and put it underneath, but I don't really feel like doing that. Well, like I said, to cut the jaw. And I'm like, oh, that's such an effort. And I believe you'll find I'm actually very lazy. I wish I wasn't so lazy. But God, I love a nap. Can't help it. Just can't help it. It's a good tone for me. And so the next thing that I have that I'm looking at is probably something that has been looked at an awful lot on YouTube. I'm not the first one to look at it, Lord knows I am late to the game, but it is the Hourglass Ambient Palette, the Ghost Edit. So it looks like this, highly reflective, not the best for filming, but there you go. This is what it looks like on the inside. There we go. You can kind of see it. So I'm going to go into the kind of pale bronzer, which works out really well for my skin tone. And I have a Sigma brush. It is the F40 for contouring again. So I'm taking a little bit of that and just swooshy. And it brings a bit more warmth where the contour was obviously more kind of cool toned. This is warmer. And up you go up here into my hair. I don't know what I'm doing. Somebody send help. And Lord knows I watch enough like tutorials, but I don't think a lot of it sinks in. Like la 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 la. I'll do what I want. Whatever. It's just makeup. I'll pretend I've seen the sun with my pasty Irish skin. Yeah? There we go, that'll do. There's also obviously blushers in here. They are, what is the term? Bonker balls. They're really nice. So I have a Real Techniques brush here, if I can get it out. That's what he said. I'm sorry, one day I'll be a real person. I have been using this buffing brush as a blusher, and I'm going into the two of these together. I like to kind of swish them. Why not? I can do what I like. It's almost my birthday. Of course, by the time I upload this, I would have already turned 30. And you know, death comes to us all. But whatever, don't mind aging. Just a bit shit to do it in quarantine. But then again, so is everyone else, so whatever. Get over yourself. You're not very special. Get over yourself. I don't know. Pointless song, isn't it? It's a nice blush. It's very gentle. And then Teresa will probably end up building it up to the point. I'm going to put a little bit on the nose. A little bit on the schnoz. Or the shrown, if you're Irish. And shrown. A bit of blush up here as well, because, you know, why not? I don't know what I'm doing. Somebody send help. They also have like essentially this kind of finishing powder. Yes, I know I haven't done my, what's the word? Somebody help. Highlight. Oh, I like to do the highlight after I've done setting spray. So I'm taking this Sigma Duo Fiber F50. It's like a kabuki brush. Yeah. It'll sort out my issues. And I'm going to go into these two here. So basically I've used the entire palette, all except one shade. And just gonna shove it onto my face. You're gonna solve all of my problems. God, I put an awful lot onto makeup, don't I? Like you're gonna solve my problems. That gives such an annoyingly nice finish. Like it's kind of irritating as to how nice it is. I'm like, oh, damn you. Why do I have to love you so much and you have to be so expensive? Oh, you can kind of get an idea of where this review is going to go. I'm just taking a very simple setting spray. It's a NYX, it's part of my project pan. It is the Dewy Finish spray. And there you go. Because like I said, I like to put the finishing spray on and then I use a highlighter. Now I have the Doll Beauty Champagne Supernova Duo. Champagne Supernova. Sorry, I had to do it. So this is what it looks like. I have predominantly been using this one because I'm pasty. I mean, of course. So I have this Sigma High Cheekbone Highlighter. It's the F03. So I'm going into this shade here. And I'm just gonna boop it on the nose, boop it on the cheekbones. Boop, boop, boop. Solve all my problems, why don't you solve all my problems? Sorry. Did I put on too much highlight? Quite possibly. Who knows? Very golden. Did I put too much on my chin? Yeah, I did. Am I going to rectify it? No, not really. Can't be bothered. Too tired. Dreamy, sleepy night, a snoozy snooze. What I might do is just take that kabuki brush. Just swishy, swishy. Disperse, disperse. There we go. Yeah. Although that still looks utterly insane, doesn't it? I'll just take the foundation brush and just kind of pat, pat, pat. Meh, that'll do. Can't be bothered to do anything more on that. I'm a lazy bee. And the very last thing that we have, might as well put on my glasses. Hello, I can see you again. The very last thing that I have been testing out for the past couple of days is the Huda lipstick. It's a demi matte, it's a liquid lip and it's in the shade Provocateur. So it looks like this. It's quite a greyish purple, quite kind of purple or blue toned. So, you know, if that's not your jam, this will not be for you. I did my concealer weird there. I didn't kind of like blend it enough there, but like, whatever, it is what it is, and I'm tired and I'm old. Speaking of, what I'm going to do is go and make myself look a bit more presentable, and we will talk about all of the products and I will give you my general review of all of them. So I will see you in a little bit. That's right, I came back and I put a bra on. So I hope you feel, you know, honoured that I have confined myself just for you. I even put on the Clionadh Cosmetics earrings that I got as part of my Clionadh haul. Again, linked down in the description box. But let's just hop straight into it. And I'm going to start with kind of the products I used as we went along. So the first thing being the Clionadh Cosmetics overall bundle. Now I got 4 bundles altogether. I got the Woodlands Bundle, I got the Koala Charity Trio, I got Angelica's Top 10, and I got the hybrid multi-chromes. So it was a lot of products. Like I spent a lot of coin. Now, what do I think of the Woodlands Bundle? That green, those 2 greens, well, you know how I feel about green. They are something really special. There's something like a yellowy undertone or something to it, and that's beautiful. Also, this berry shade is gorgeous. They all blend beautifully. The metallics here as well, they work so fabulously. I've talked a lot on my channel about how difficult it can be to have a metallic formula that actually you don't have to work hard at, that you don't have to pack, that it just shows up. And this is definitely one of those that just shows up. You don't have to work very hard at it. The Koala Charity Bundle, oh my god, So cute. Again, the matte performed really, really well. There's this sort of a duochrome that I like to use as a highlighter. That's fabulous. And if you mix them together, you make an almost unique shade. So I highly, highly recommend those as well. Then we have Angelica's Top 10 Bundle, which is these here. So it's those particular shadows. A particular favourite of mine is Patina. It's this sort of a green shade there. Oh, I have to like stop myself from not smearing that all over myself, but the rest of them are beautiful, beautiful shades. The kind of paler pastel-y shades are great for like highlights. Then the hybrid multi-chromes, they're far more jewel toned than say Angelica's bundle, and I did use that on the halo of the eye today. That was shade Medieval. Beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about ratings. The Woodlands bundle I would happily give a 9 out of 10, right? The reason why I am taking a mark off is I think there's a few kind of colours missing in terms of mattes. It isn't quite as vibrant as I might like, but that's only a minor thing. The Koala Charity Trio bundle, I would give that a 9.5. The reason why I'm taking the 0.5 off is it's very hard to do anything with just a trio. You normally have to pop something else in, but I do think it's worth getting because of, you know, the proceeds and where it's going. Angelica's Top 10 Bundle, this was curated by Angelica Nyiqvist. Probably not all the colours that I would have chosen, but Patina, oh, Patina alone, Patina gets a 15 out of 10. Like, it's beautiful, like it. It makes me want to weep. I would happily give those a 10 out of 10. Like I wish they were cheaper, but I understand why they are the price that they are. The actual ingredients to make these shadows cost an awful lot, so that's fair enough. The hybrid multi-chromes, that's probably more where my heart lies in terms of the multi-chromes here, because it's more like jewel toned. That's kind of what I go towards. Again, I would give that a 10 out of 10. I would very, very happily recommend these. No reservations. I played with these for a number of days. Part of why I wanted to play with these for a number of days was they are expensive. Like they are, I spent a ridiculous amount of money. I still feel a little bit sick to my stomach with how much I spent. But I do think it is worth it. And oh, I mean, look at that palette. It's so pretty. So that was the first thing that we looked at. The next thing was the Dior Skin. What is it called? The Dior Skin Forever Undercover Foundation in the shade 010. And I've already gotten bits of the cover dirty, but there you go. This gives you light to medium coverage, but it is quite buildable. I don't like very cake face, personally. I like a fairly lightweight foundation. The thing about this foundation is it feels like you've nothing on. Like when I touch my skin, you know how sometimes you can feel that you have a layer of foundation, you're like, I can feel it. This does not feel like I have anything on my skin. It's the strangest sensation. It looks really nice. It doesn't exaggerate any pores. Bearing in mind, I just used a standard primer beforehand. I didn't use like a poreless putty primer or anything like that. I was just like, nah, let's just go into it. It's a really good shade for me. So if you take similar shades to me, this would be a good shade for you. Any time that I've worn it, my father, who is not very observant, like I could come in and I could have a peacock on my head and he wouldn't notice, but he did actually comment on my skin when I was wearing this. So he was like, oh, it does look really nice. And I was like, well, if Daddy Mulhern has noticed, it must be a thing. So I would very, very happily recommend this. I would give this an 8.5 out of 10. The reason why I'm taking the 1.5 off is it is just so expensive. It is so expensive, and I wouldn't feel confident giving it a 10 out of 10 just because of the price. That's literally it. I think there are some really great drugstore purchases out there that are cheaper. They may not give you the same exact finish, but you know, I'm not that into foundation, so I'm probably not the best person to ask on these things. The next thing we looked at was the Dior Skin Forever Skin Correct Concealer. This is a good shade for me. It is quite light, probably in some people's opinion too light for me, but I like a light not foundation, a light concealer. It blends pretty well. Now I didn't blend it properly on my nose, so you know, don't judge it on that. I've used this for several days. I have also worn it for several hours to see how it wears on the under eye. It doesn't break apart, it doesn't crease, not on me anyways. Again, bearing in mind 29-year-old, almost 30-year-old skin. I really liked this, but I generally do quite like more high-end concealers. I find that they wear best on me. So I would give this probably again an 8.5 out of 10. Again, just because it is so expensive. And with concealers, we all know we run through them like so fast. It's just like, oh, here today, gone tomorrow. Next thing we have is the Essence Contouring Duo Palette. You can pick this up on places like Feel Unique, in Primark, Pennies, etc. When it opens again, it looks like this. It's very good because it has this lighter contouring shade and it has a darker shade. Now I use the lighter shade obviously on the nose. That seemed to kind of work. It made me look a little bit more snatched because Lord knows I have a schnoz. It's there. This, very happily would give this a 10 out of 10. The price point is excellent. It blends really well. There's no patchiness. I have tried this with a few different foundations as well, just to see. And I love pairing it with Dior because I'm like, oh, the mixture of the bouginess with the drugstore. I'm like, it pleases me. So I do really like this. 10 out of 10. Yeah, I would recommend that. The next thing we have is the Hourglass Ambient Light Edit Palette. I hate how much I like this. I wanted to be like, no, save your money, it's a lot of stuff, but actually you do get a lot in it. Like you get your blushes, you get your bronzer, you get your finishing powders, and you get a highlight. I didn't really try a highlight because I was focusing on the doll one, but I have swatched it and it's delicious. The finishing powder is something special. It really is. I would give this an 8.5 out of 10. Again, I can't give it a 10 because it's expensive. It is very expensive, and it was limited edition. I do think though they will come back with it. I think that they came back with it briefly again, and I can see them doing it again because it does get a lot of hype, and I think the hype is, in this case, definitely deserved, in my opinion anyways. So the next thing then that we had to look at was the Doll Beauty Champagne Supernova Duo. It's not, in my opinion, the most blinding highlight. I was primarily using this one because I'm Casper. Again, I always like to put setting spray on and then put on the highlight. Now, it's nowhere near as blinding as, say, Cookie or Ofra, but it's decent for the price. I think probably the shades aren't quite right for me. I'll still use them, Lord knows I will. So I would give this more a 6.5 out of 10. Like, it's good, but I would probably forget that it exists. It is what it is. Next thing, and the very last thing that I have is the hoodie. Keep doing that. It's the Huda Demi Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Provocateur. It is quite a greyish, purpley pink with kind of like bluish undertone. It's very difficult to like explain what it looks like. Now, I personally like this colour. I know it wouldn't be to everybody's to everybody's specifications or desires. I don't know, words are hard. I like it. It is demi matte. It never fully dries down, so it's not sticky, but it doesn't fully dry down, so wears not quite like a gloss. I don't really know how to describe it. It's sort of like the Ofra Flexi Slicks. It's a bit like that in terms of the texture. Now, I don't mind that, but for some people that could be a bit off-putting. I would give this a 9 out of 10. It wears pretty okay, but after about 2 to 3 hours you do start to see a little bit of kind of coming off the center of the lips, which not a big deal. You can get a bit of an ombre lip sort of effect, but generally with liquid lipsticks you associate them with having more staying power. But I think the kind of other side of that is this is actually a very, very comfortable liquid lipstick. It isn't drying, it doesn't feel drying at all. So I think you've traded off one thing in terms of the other. So that is it. That is a whole review roundup on a lot of products, both high-end and far more affordable. And indie. So that is it. Let me know what you guys think. Do please like, comment, subscribe, all that general jazz. I love seeing comments. They make me really happy. Do please share, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD, in which case, like, gross, stop it, keep it in your pants, and keep it out of other people's pants, you know, just saying. But that is it. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.